Hi guys, it's Mex, and today we're doing another countdown video! Yay! So, like the last countdown video, I made this 5 years ago, and also just like the last one, it's a collab! And what better way to collab than with the same person who did it with me last time, Everest Deer! So Everest, who are you?
Hi, my name's Everest Deer. I've been dancing in the fandom since late 2013. I've been friends with Mex since 2017, and I flew to Florida to visit him in person and do the last video in person, so I'm very excited to be able to recreate this today and be able to just see how much everything's changed and how much their opinions have changed. I'm very, very excited.
Yay! So in this video, we'll be counting down our top 10 favorite individual fursuit dance performances within the fandom.
The only rule is that it has to have taken place in a fursuit dance competition.
But unlike last time, we do not know each other's top 10 going in. So no more of me pretending to be surprised like last time. Look at this fucking guy. He can't even keep a straight face. What a chaotic gremlin. Oh, and Mex is there too.
A lot has changed in 5 years, huh?
Yeah, it has. We've both evolved a lot in the last 5 years as both people and dancers, so a lot has changed about our lists. Also, this time, if we have more than one performance ranked by the same dancer, we're going to lump those together into one.
Also, no groups this time, just solo performances.
Yep, no groups, and that will be getting its own video eventually. But with all that said, we're counting down our top 10 favorite fursuit dances! Yay!
Number 10.
So I was surprised to find out that a lot of the dances that wound up on this list are actually a lot more recent than previous. I mean, a lot of, classic dances still found their way on here, but there's been a lot in the last 5 years that has wowed me, and a lot more than I thought going in. So number 10 is Ruru from Megaplex 2022. I don't think I have seen anybody ever emulate chaotic gremlin energy in such a tight and controlled package as much as this particular performance. His performance has some of the best upper body isolations in the fandom, and that's not even an exaggeration. The way the shoulders are so sharp and the arm movements all connect, very deserving win, by the way. Everest, what is your number 10?
So my number 10, Buano from BLFC 2022.
Alrighty.
Buano is number 10 in my list because of the fact, kind of how like I did with Yuki in the last video, because of the fact that Buano is so new. That is the only reason why I didn't rank him higher. This is such a beautiful performance, in my opinion. This is such an emotional song. You can tell that he's absolutely pouring his heart out on stage, while also staying very technically clean in the sense of contemporary dance. I picked this one because the song is very sentimental to me, and it's a very emotional dance. He's a wonderful dancer.
Squirrel friend!
Squirrel friend!
Squirrel friend! Number 9.
Alright, so my number 9 has 2 dances, and that's going to be Ozone, specifically Denver 2023 and A&E 2024.
I won't lose!
So with this one, this is my personal, favorite of his. I think it's the most, this is the most fun one that he's done in a long time. It's very technically clean. He's absolutely keeps on beat. He knows where he is in the song. This is my favorite dance of his yet. It's so good. It's absolutely... I lost my shit when I saw it in person. I was screaming and yelling.
Oh yeah, understandable though.
So I chose this one as well because the song is... I love Troye Sivan. If you know me very well, in general, a lot of my friends will know that I'm absolutely obsessed with Troye Sivan. On top of that, I do think this is a very good technical performance as well as a very good character performance. He plays up the whole being a jock thing and the sensuality of the song really, really well. Correct me if I'm wrong, there's not a lot of lap dances in the fandom, like in fursuit dance competitions.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a nice shock to see. It was really, I enjoyed this one a lot.
My number 9. Yeah, we're not going to segue this one because this is a man who needs no segue. Dogs, that's not how you flip a knife. You're supposed to grip it with your fingers, and you're over here threading your elbow through your head. What is this kooky character all about? This dance has gone down in Dancer for Hall of Fame at this point as one of the best solo dance performances. Just canonically, this isn't even necessarily like subjective. This is just a lot of people cite this as one of their inspirations, and there's a reason for it.
Yeah, this is the trendsetter dance in my head. Like, it is the one that I reference back to, quite honestly, all the time.
There are some other good ones, like I immediately come to the thought of Ronnie Callan, but this one to me just it has that little extra, just pushes it to honest greatness. Just the connections between the movements, the way the movements look effortless, the way there's no repetition in them, and the way he manages to create in dance, making abstract concepts become almost tangible. Also, this little spot at the end where, I mean, look at this expression right here. God damn, that says it all.
Number 8.
I have done you a great disservice, all of you watching. I have done something unforgivable. Last time we made this video, I did not rank Jamage on this list. Let's fix that. There's a trend that you will notice among the dancers I put on my list. I like my slow burners, dances that are more than meets the eye. This is a very subtle and subdued performance, and but works immaculately with the song and within the context. That's fine because there's two sides to Jamage, and I think I'm showing both of them with this. That is the second best popping I have ever seen done in a full fursuit. Don't worry, we'll get to number 1 on that. But can we just get some massive praise for the amount of body control, the ticking, it was all in time. There was not a single flub in the musicality here. He stayed on beat and with the music, despite how fast the song is. And this performance just tops itself every few seconds with a new batshit insane cool concept. That's all I got. Jamage, number 8.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you have for number 8?
My number 8 is a relatively newer dancer. He's absolutely taking control of the scene. They usually do a bunch of group dance competitions, but there was a recent convention where they did a solo performance, and that is Keto from Furry Migration 2023.
Counting days since my love up and got lost on me. And every breath that I've been taking since you left feels like a waste on me.
This is my number 8. Exactly for that reason. It hits you directly in the heart. It hits you can tell that he absolutely poured his entire heart out with the song. I love the ending so much. I love that he was able to hold that pose. And the strength and capability to do that is just something I have so much respect for.
Oh, that is a beautiful emotional performance. That's like my weak point too, is performances like that.
Same. I love sentimental dances. I love emotional dances. I also just love and respect Keto so much. They do so much for the dancer first scene. They like MC and host many dance events like Floor Wars and Dragon Dojo type things. They help with dance comp a lot. They're a very, very cool individual.
Number 7.
My number 7 dance is Shade from FWA 2022.
I drove my tractor.
Whoops, wrong video.
my way of choosing things was a soft spot for emotional dances and songs that I personally absolutely love and adore. Those were kind of my two main reasons for my list. So to see an emotional dance to a song and an artist that I love and adore a lot. I was here for this convention. I saw this live, and I was absolutely blown away. I love this dance so much. He's like me, where he grew up in the fandom, in the dancer scene. I think we're the same age. It was so nice to see him compete, and honestly, why I ranked him at 7 was because of the fact that I've watched him grow in the fandom, and to see where he's at currently, and all the ideas and things that he does is just, it blows me away every time. I have so much respect for Shade. He's wonderful in what he does.
Hi, post-production Mex here. I actually just wanted to come in here to say congratulations to Shade for winning their first dance competition at GFM this past weekend while I was editing this. So just a huge shout out to Shade on this.
That's an achievement, being able to get onto the FWA stage in itself.
Yeah.
And definitely didn't look out of place or anything. That was one of the, I think, the upper echelons of that competition for me as well. My number 7. So for those of you that haven't really watched any of my series into how I burned out of the fandom and came back in, this particular dancer was one of my first exposures back into the fandom after I had fallen out for a couple of years. Little did I know that dancer would go on to put out one of the best Fursuit dance comp performances I've ever seen later that year.
My patience is waning. Is this entertaining? Our patience is waning. Is this entertaining?
Oh, there goes my bones. Got these bones in my bones, and I'm losing all my bones. Okay. Have you ever had a dance that you really didn't care too much for the song going in, and the dance made you like the song?
Yeah, I feel that way about Trendsetter. Fun fact, I don't like Trendsetter.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs where I wasn't a super huge fan of the song, but just the dance I now know it's associated with brings me around to a song. That's the case with Scout here. There was this performance at TFF, which was an outstanding performance, but it was just, that one performance, and are you going to do it again? Then he went to Furry and topped himself with a performance that has a little of everything. And not only just really good, precise dancing with really nice textures, every movement looks controlled and clean without being oversold or undersold, and translates through the fursuit better than a lot of other dancers can do. A lot of dancers are really good out of suit and don't translate that as good when they get in suit. Hollow absolutely sells the character, and I think that goes into the entire thing with fursuit dance performance. Remember the context, guys. It's fursuit performance. Can you perform dance inside of a fursuit? And Hollow's charisma throughout this performance really just wowed me when I saw this, and I find myself still revisiting this performance to this day. Excellent performance.
I absolutely agree. When I think of dancers that are just amazingly clean, he's one of them, and that's really, difficult to say.
That's why Scout at Furry 2022 is my 7th favorite fursuit dance competition performance.
Number 6.
So there's this fursuit dance competition performance that a lot of people have listed as one of their favorites, and I remember it, and I remember really liking it, but I don't know if it was my bias against that competition because of my own convention experience or what, but after rewatching it, I found out it kind of slaps. We were just talking about textures a second ago, and textures. Okay, so what is textures when it comes to dance? That's like your hard and your soft, the beginning, middle, and end of your movements. Kind of like the way you have attack, delay, release in music. Just that would define what a texture is in dance, and this is really, really strong texturing in a fursuit dance competition, in a choreography. Also, I mentioned earlier, second best popping. This is the best popping I've ever seen done in a fursuit. I don't know what else to say about this performance other than it's on a lot of people's list for a reason, and this guy is so mysterious in that he came in, did 2 comps, and dipped, and we want to see this guy perform again because his talent is impeccable. Who's your number 6 favorite Fursuit dance? Everest the Deer?
I'm having whiplash, man. That I rewatched that dance so much when it first came out. That's like a core memory for me.
Whiplash?
Oh
Lip wash?
Whiplash.
Lip wash?
So my number 6 is someone that I look up to as a mentor for myself in dance. An absolutely wonderful teacher, and she does everything she can for her local community to get them into the dance scene, and that's going to be Reba Reinhardt in AZFC 2022. I absolutely love her and this performance, and this is absolutely a biased pick. She is one of my close friends, but I love this performance so much.
Scrunkily, look at the possum.
She is a dancer that I have so much respect for. She did this performance specifically sticks out to me because it is the absolute definition of a character performance while also still being very clean and very technical. I absolutely love this performance from her because her whole theme was circus, clowns, and she absolutely stuck to portraying that type of character. Again, she is someone that I look up to in the dance scene a lot, and she has helped me in a lot of ways with my own growth and my own improving myself. So to have someone that important to me in the dance scene do something absolutely phenomenal like this, it makes sense why this is number 6 for me.
On we move to our top 5.
Top 5! Woo!
Top 5! Woo! Yeah! I'm dying slowly! Number 5.
So my number 5 is going to be Jamage from AC 2019. Fun fact, this is the video I sent to Reapa to explain what tutting was. This is absolutely in the top 5 for me. I've rewatched this performance so much. He's so good at connecting his moves. Like, he's so clean with everything he does. I absolutely love the little bit where he was like moving his hands in synchronicity with his feet paws and then switch legs while still being able to like keep balance and make everything connect together. He's such a good dancer in regards to popping and tutting and just, I'm going to keep repeating myself, but making everything flow and making sure that it all fits together. I love this routine. This is like A++ to me.
This is a legendary performance. It's one of those performances a lot of people reference as one of their like guidelines for what they would like their performances to look like when they're going into this style of animation. And it's really nice to see this get a little love on this list. So that's 3 different Jamages we have on this list. Now that 3 damage, 2 hosts, and 3 Jamages, we took a Jamage of 3, and we're about to counter that with another 3, because this was the deciding factor in grouping dancers together into one specific entry and taking a rough average of what we think it should rank collectively. The reason for that was I was going to put Atsu Fox on this list 3 times.
Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just
all these bitches is my son. And I'm growing different hits form. A couple formulas,
You are a victim of my crimes, a product of my race. You are a beautiful distraction.
This is a showcase of 3 completely different tones and moods of performance, but still with that same clean soul and polish. But that's one thing that Atsu has that a lot of dancers are still trying to figure out. A lot of them have figured it out, but a lot of dancers are still trying to find it, and that's soul. honestly, just I take so much inspiration from Atsu for that reason. It's because of performances like these. Performances where it has those one or two moments that I just keep going back to rewatch, to learn from, to take in more and see what else I could learn and what else I could brush up on. And that's why those performances I can rank collectively as my number 5 favorite fursuit dance competition performances.
Number 4.
So this high, it's usually you've done something above and beyond, something that has stood with me and stood the test of time. To get this high on my list, you have to go further than just putting out an incredible performance. You have to touch my very soul. I don't know if there's a lot I can exactly say about this performance that I haven't already said and hasn't already been said, but all I can say is I don't want this performance to be lost to time because BLFC was a small con back then. This competition piece wasn't even competitive. It was a non-competitive exhibition piece, which it had put together in honor of their sister who was undergoing a battle with cancer. So to put out something like this, just bearing your absolute soul, really struck a chord with me at the time, because you didn't really see a lot of pieces this soft and sincere in the fandom back then. Back then, it was a lot more fursuit performance, and this is around the time it started evolving. This performance it has inspired me directly more than once. And it's a performance I cite as one of my biggest influences in how I approach dance. Just this performance by itself, still hats off to it. It's been 9 years since this performance, and I still look back at this every now and then and just cannot help but be amazed by it each time.
Wholeheartedly, I agree. It is a very wonderful dancer, and to see him bare his soul on stage for such a really personal battle is very, very. I respect him so much.
Alrighty, with that out of the way, are we shifting gears to something energetic, or are we gonna keep it on the downer notes right now?
It's a creepy dance.
It's a creepy dance.
A creepy dance.
What kind of creepy?
Well, my number 4 is Kyre from A&E 2024. I absolutely love this dance. Kyre is an amazing dancer. He's someone that, both from his fursuit and just his dance style, is so intimidating, and I absolutely adore that. He's been in the dance scene for only a couple of years now, and every time he steps on stage, you can tell he takes criticism very well, because he has gotten better, every single time. This dance is really special to me because this dance was dedicated to Flinch. Kyre goes on to say that some more in this video. He dedicates it to her, and Flinch is someone that this dance, she danced to the song at AC, what was it, 2013, I think? Yeah. She is someone that I've been watching for a very, very long time, and Kyre goes on to say this, and I absolutely agree with him, that, her being in the fandom and being a creepy, clown type fursuiter and having creepy dances absolutely inspired him to embrace that. You don't have to be a cutesy, toony fursuiter just to have that nod to the creepy side of fursuits is just something that I really, really like. Yeah, A++ performance. It's a really good character performance as well. I really like it for that reason.
Excellent choice. Kyre's a dancer I've seen grow over the years, and it's great to see Kyre on this list, and just see him improving. I'm absolutely terrified where he's going to go next. I don't mean just from his dancing either. I mean this guy, he might be out my window at 3 a.m, scaring the fuck out of me. Who knows? Number 3. Who's your number 3, Everest?
All right, my number 3 is someone who's introduced me to the furry fandom dance scene. He is one of the OGs. This is the only one on this list that is before 2019, and it is JD Puppy and A&E 2015.
If only New York
are the reasons why I got into fursuit dancing back in like 2012. Like it takes so much inspiration from JD and Doryu back in the day, and still to this day I look up to JD Puppy as an inspiration in dancing. He's a wonderful dancer. He has so many different styles that he's very good at. He's an absolutely wonderful contemporary dancer and just character dancer in general, but this one specifically stuck out to me, and I've rewatched it probably a million times because of the fact that it's very, very emotional. It's very sentimental. You can tell that he's dancing about like the hardship of long distance relationships. I love it.
It's an absolutely beautiful performance. It took my breath away the first time I saw it, but no, just rewatching it is a treat, because you know, we can all relate to this in some way. We're in the fandom, guys. We're in an online niche community where we don't get to see each other whenever we want. We sometimes have to wait weeks, months, years to see each other at a time, and this can be related to literally any situation. Now for JD, I'm pretty sure it was personal. This is an absolutely amazing performance. I'm glad it's on this list. Okay, so anybody who's been watching this channel for a long period of time has known one constant about me throughout these videos and how often I reference this, and I'm about to throw both Everest and my entire community through a loop.
Thought I needed to go, didn't know I needed you so, but I don't wanna be away from you. Should've never gone away from you. Came back, you're gone, and you were right.
I'm not surprised by this.
No, I'm talking about the fact that it's not first.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I didn't realize that. What the fuck?
I had to ask myself some questions when making this top 3, is how am I gonna determine what sets apart these 3 top dances that I consider god level of performances I dream that one day I could be capable of putting out myself. Because I had them at a deadlock and I could not determine which one goes where. So ultimately, I did end up putting Beta Monkey in 3rd, but that's not to say that this performance is all that like any weaker or stronger than the other 3, because it was based on essentially technicality that brought this back to number 3. You can basically call this a 3-way tie for first place, starting with Beta Monkey. This performance is, from start to finish, is stone perfect in my opinion. It has everything it needs to have, and not too much, but not too little. It has just enough content to keep you engrossed and engaged without overselling the story or giving away too much. And it's a performance that keeps you asking questions about the connections and with the way the lyrics work into his body movements, with the textures and control, with the sheer amount of just life this performance has. Also, yeah, you gotta say, this performance has a very strong beginning, middle, and ending that shows a lot of heartbreak and turmoil and freedom all in one very tight and controlled package. It is a perfect dance competition performance, and I will never hear any argument otherwise on that. Ask Me Tomorrow might be different. 3rd place, Beta Monkey, A&E 2018.
Number 2.
I just wanna hold ya.
Remember how earlier we were talking about Scout and how he just came onto the scene right after COVID, when I had just gotten back into the fandom and kind of made me fall in love with the fandom again, and he was one of the first things I got to bear witness to? Well, this was the next thing I got to bear witness to. This was someone so new to dance, bearing his soul in a way that I've always wished I could but couldn't quite find out how. What this is a testament to dedication and hard work. Fusano made this performance when he had only been dancing about half a year, and he somehow managed to convey heart and soul in this performance in a way that I've not seen done hardly ever in the furry fandom. This performance is perfect in how clean it isn't, because that's what this performance needed to be. It's a performance that thrives on its weaknesses. It's because it's about weakness. It's about fragility. That's why this performance is my number 2 favorite fursuit dance competition performance of all time, Fusano from BLFC 2022.
So, to get into my top 3, you influenced me in a huge way. Like, with JD Puppy, he is the reason I got into dancing in the first place, so I have a soft spot for all of his dancing. With my number 2, this is someone that genuinely I look up to as a mentor and is someone that inspires me and influences me with everything that they do. And I have 2 dances from this person, and I'll go into explaining why I chose these 2 specific ones. Mex FWA 2019.
Unbelievable how much your heart can take. You're indestructible, but if it starts to break, you're always on my mind. So if you find it's tick, just know.
Thank you. Goddamn, I'm blushing so hard right now. I keep telling Everest this is not one of my favorite performances, but I guess it's growing on me over time.
It's one of my favorites. For some context for people watching this video who don't know our friendship, at the time of when this dance came out, we were in a relationship. And we broke up because of long distance, and we still stayed really close friends. You were at my wedding. You were the videographer for my wedding.
Was I?
Obviously. Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know if I was there. That may have been my evil clone, Bex. Oh wait, Bex is actually a dancer.
Next at the time had told me that he chose this song choice specifically for me, and this was the first time that anyone had done anything like for me. Very cute, very wholesome song choice type of performance. I love this dance. There's moments where you will judge yourself rewatching this because it's 5 years old, but it's, I don't know, I view it so like it's clean, it's nice, it's sentimental, and it's cute. I like it a lot.
Sing for something, but I don't really wanna know. Live for something, what will you have to show?
This dance is the best that you have ever done. I love this dance so much. Like, you have really, really good ones that I had on the previous list as well, but I really love this dance. The how technical it is, how clean it is, the tremor thing that you do in the middle with like your hands with the beat, the fact that at the very end with the lyrics you pulled your head out from your old head out from under the table and held it up. It gives me goosebumps every time I watch this routine. And I'm not saying this because like I'm biased to you because you're one of my closest friends. I love this routine.
Thank you very much. That means a lot. And I felt a lot of reinvigoration and comfort in who I was as a person and who I'd evolved into as a dancer. It was a statement of purpose to myself as well as to others that I'm never going to forget who I am and where I came from. Honorable mentions: JD Puppy, A&E 2015. I've got nothing else really to say about this performance that hasn't already been said. Just a really wholesome performance, and I highly recommend to anybody who's looking for a little bit of hope when they're separated from their loved one. Bimani, ASE and BLFC 2019. This is the sharpest I've ever seen Bimani. Bimani's choreography in this is at the strongest I've ever seen him. He was very tight, very controlled, and it's all around just a very lovely performance, and honestly shocked me with how much he'd level up for this particular performance. Really, really good performance. Nismo, Cesfer 2019. A lot of you guys are sleeping on these European and non-American conventions, and this is a great example of that. This is an extremely well-articulated animation dancer with some of the best waves I've ever seen done in a fursuit. Check this one out. V, Anthrocon 2010. I think the judges said this one the best. This was a class act.
AOE from MFF 2021. This dance I specifically chose from AOE because I have been watching her for years. She is one of my favorite fursuit dancers, but I chose this one because it is a meme dance, but it's very clean and it's really fun. It looks like she went up on stage and just had a lot of fun with her routine. My next honorable mention is Zero from Megaplex 2023. I chose this routine because Zero is one of the most intimidating, in a good way, dancers that I've seen in a while. He's also one of the people I've been watching for a while, but he grows with everything that he does. His last couple of dances are like studio level amazing. Like, his dancing is phenomenal. And this one was a very emotional routine that stuck out to me a lot. He poured his heart and soul on the stage, and I love his work so much. And then my last honorable mention was Tidal from PDFC 2022. They are a very, very unique contemporary dancer who dances to very abstract songs a lot of the time, but is chef's kiss. Like, they are able to make it work and make it absolutely beautiful in everything that they do. They went to a couple of Ripa's dance studio like meets that she'd host for just the local Arizona community, and just Tidal, like, having fun with music and just kind of picking a song and then performing it, even in like at something like that, it absolutely blew me away. They are a very, very wonderful dancer, and they practice so much, and I can tell that they put a lot of work into where they are currently.
Number one.
My number one, the three that always come to mind when it comes to cleanliness and making moves flow and work together, are Jamage, Strobes, and Beta Monkey.
And I wonder why I tear myself down to be built back up again. Oh, I hope somehow I'll wake up young again.
Really?
Yes. And I chose this dance specifically because of the song choice. I was first introduced to the song through a non-furry dancer named Sean Liu, and if you know me personally, you know that Sean Liu is my favorite non-furry dancer. I absolutely love everything that he does, his style, A++ person.
Beta Monkey found his way to first place anyway.
Yep.
On the other person's list.
Yep.
That really is a masterpiece of a performance.
Yeah, I love this performance. The I don't know the correct terminology, so apologies, but the flip that he does, where he it's just so good. It's so good. The song is one of my favorites. Absolutely very sentimental song to me. So to see someone like Beta Monkey perform something that's so difficult, at least for me, to keep up to like speed with, and do it so like flawlessly and beautiful, and it's a sentimental dance, but in his style, it's so good. I love this performance so much.
A beautiful performance. This is my second favorite from Beta Monkey. Okay, so my number one is complicated. Top 10 list after top 10 list. Back in the day, I was inspired to make top 10 lists because everybody and their sister put a very specific dancer at number one all the time. And while I got it, I couldn't quite connect with their dancing. But I knew as soon as I found a performance of theirs that I connected with, it would be the best goddamn fursuit dance performance I've ever seen.
Where are we? What the hell is going on?
We've had a lot of talks about these little mid-sized comps that are putting out some of the best goddamn dances I've ever seen, but I don't think that quite illustrates the way I feel about this dance enough. Strobes has always been technically brilliant, and his performances have always been elite or god tier level to many people, and I've always been able to see why, but I was waiting to feel it. And then he comes out at this little mid-size Minnesota convention with one of the most breathtakingly amazing fursuit performances that has ever existed. Every moment of this has a beginning, middle, and end, and a purpose. And after just about a month of seeing this, I only saw this like a month ago, it absolutely made its way to debating whether or not I'm going to put this at first place. And upon rewatch, it belongs here. Strobes is elite for a reason, and now I'm 100% on board. I'm investing all my stock in this motherfucker because he broke my goddamn soul with this performance. I'm sorry for hamming this up, but that's how I feel about this performance. Everything's toned down, and that's so his technical brilliance can show, but not just his technical brilliance, his use of lyricism, his use of different imagery and emotions. This is a dance that is creating. It creates an atmosphere and brings you into it. It is my favorite fursuit dance competition performance of all time. That's our lists. Thank you, Everest, for joining me on this little adventure. Everest, where can people find you and talk to you and argue with you about your favorite fursuit dancers?
That's a really good question. I'd love to argue about favorite fursuit dancers. Anyone who'd be willing to listen. You can find me on YouTube at Everest_Deer, or you can find me on Instagram under the same handle, or Twitter, or I guess X now, at Dear Everest, all one word. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. This was really nice to actually be able to like revisit it like 5 years later and see how much everything's changed and how much a lot of people have grown, honestly.
It really is nice to revisit, yeah, and as we've, grown and become different people, how much of our lists have changed. And you can see, like, some similarities between the two, our two lists, but there's, my entire top 10 is just completely structured differently. I'm more mature as both a person and a dancer. With all that said, friends, let me know if you go to conventions or watch dance competitions. Let me know what some of your favorites are. It doesn't even have to be furry. Just let me know some of the best dances you've ever seen in the comments below. Also, while you're at it, feel free to drop a like on this video if you like what you saw. Subscribe. It always helps. Everything helps. I'm just trying to grow this channel best I can, y'all. But if you really want to help this channel grow, please feel free to dip over to my Patreon, where we've got $1, $5, $10, and $25 tiers available. For $25 tiers, you may be able to be recruited for a guest spot in some collab episodes, but for the $1 tier, you get to see all these videos 48 hours in advance for $1 video. But I understand not everybody has that right now. Tough times, I get it. Just liking and subscribing and leaving a comment in the comment section always helps, guys. But until next time, bye-bye!